Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. We're back. We're back, and we are feeling very pink today. At least I am anyway. I hope you are too. I did this really, really cute, very pink look today, and I'm kind of living for it. It's pinky, it's purple, it's beautiful, it's fun. I love it. I have never done anything quite like this before, and very, very happy with it. This is not going to be an eye tutorial. This one is all about what my very dry skin is loving right now. So we're going to go through an entire face worth of products, and we're going to go I'm going to let you know what I like and why it works for my very, very dry skin. But I do want to walk you through kind of what I used for my eyes first, just in case you were curious. I used the Beige Cotton Candy palette. Oh, so, so good. I love this so much. So cute. The packaging is just adorable. Yeah. This is what the inside of it looks like. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful shadows. I used pretty much everything in here. I used this entire row of shimmers, and then I used pretty much every shadow down here. I basically went in with this shade and this shade first and blended it out up on my transition. And then I just packed this shimmer, and this shimmer just on my lid. And then I kind of put a little bit of a kind of glitter graphic liner situation. For the glitter, I just used e.l.f. This is the e.l.f. Just the liquid eyeshadow, but this is in the shade Disco Queen. Really, really beautiful glitter. It's just a clear glitter, but it makes such a beautiful impact. I am so in love with the way that this looks. So happy with it. I highly, highly recommend this palette. So, so beautiful. Really, really easy to work with. The shimmers were not quite as impactful as I was hoping they would be, but still very, very beautiful. Super easy to work with. Highly recommend this one. Moving on to what this video is about. So, face products. I have the driest skin. I'm like a dried up, dusty old mummy. My skin just craves moisture, and it craves it all the time. And I have had the hardest time trying to find foundations and primers, and especially concealers. Any kind of concealer or any kind of powder that really worked for my skin, and especially my under eye area, and didn't turn it into a crepey, cakey, dried up, dusty old mess. Like, just gross town, right? So I think I've finally gotten a really, really great formula and a really great set of products that really work for my very dry skin. I am 30, and I do have quite a few fine lines under my eyes. I also have quite a few lines on my forehead. The rest of my skin is really nice, and I'm thankful that I'm fairly, pretty much blemish free. But I do have to fight with my lines quite a bit, and I think I have finally found a concealer, primer, foundation combo that really works and doesn't emphasize any texture or lines on my face. So I'm super, super excited to share that with you today. I'm already primed. I always use 2 or 3 primers just because I use specific primers for specific things. I like to glow, but I also like to fill in my pores. So the first primer that I put on today is this black Radiance Hydrate and Blur. Now, this is a recent find for me, and I have been wearing it every single day since I got it. This is a really, really nice primer. It's nicely hydrating, but not super hydrating, but it does go on and kind of like blurs everything, just a small amount. I also like the color to this. Is the lavender color kind of like color corrects a little bit of my redness and just kind of brightens my skin, so I really enjoy that. Next, I go in with the Uoma by Sharon. This is the Primed to Glow primer. Now, this stuff is pretty expensive. It's drugstore, but it's still kind of pricey for the drugstore, but I really, really enjoy this. This primer is so nice. It's fairly hydrating, but I really enjoy the glow that it gives my skin. Also, it's got kind of a peachy tint to it. So again, we're doing that color correcting thing, where it's kind of like brightening my skin. Really, really beautiful. I also feel like, again, this is fairly hydrating for my skin, and sometimes those glowy primers will have like glitter and stuff in them. This does not. This is just really beautiful, fine kind of glow. This would also be one of those really pretty primers that you could wear with like mixed with a tinted moisturizer, or even just a plain moisturizer, and it would really just brighten your skin. This one is really, really pretty. The last primer that I want to talk to you guys about is this one. I know you guys know that I have been raving about this primer in my last couple of videos, but I love it so much it bears repeating. This is such a good primer. This is so blurring. I don't even have anything else in my collection to really compare it to, but it is, I have it all over my face right now, and I have huge pores right here on the sides of my nose, on the tip of my nose, and around my mouth, but you can't see them right now, and that is because this primer is so fantastic. It really just kind of blurs everything out. I have actually also worn this with no makeup on a no makeup day, and it really just, I put it on over a moisturizer, and it really just kind of evens everything out. It kind of blurs my skin in such a beautiful, natural way. So, so gorgeous. This is like a filter in a bottle, and I really, really enjoy this stuff. Way to go, L'Oreal. This is the L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base. So good. So, so good. I totally recommend this one. I will definitely be getting a restock of this very, very soon. The very next time that I go back to Walmart, because I do not want to run out of this stuff for sure. Moving on to base, the foundation that I've really been liking is this Revlon Age Defying 3X foundation. This is what it looks like. I actually really like the packaging. I like the red with the glass bottle and the white top. It's kind of like it's drugstore packaging, but it's very pretty. I like the color combo of it. I think it's visually appealing. And not only that, but this foundation is actually really, really nice. It's nicely hydrating. It also has a sunscreen has an SPF of 20 in it as well, which is good. But yeah, I really like this one. It goes on really well on my face, doesn't cling to any texture, doesn't emphasize lines, and I really like the shade match as well. I'm in the shade 20 Tender Beige, and I always apply my foundation with a wet beauty sponge. I just like to squirt a tiny bit on the back of my hand, and then I'll go in and dot it all over my face. But one of my favorite things about this foundation is it's buildable. I would say that this has a light medium coverage with just one layer, but it is very, very buildable. I do like to start light and kind of work my way up to a fuller coverage. I look like I have polka dots. I'm gonna go right in with my beauty blender and just start tapping this in. But this sinks into the skin in such a beautiful way. I also don't take my foundation all the way up underneath my eye. I try to pretty much keep away from my eye bags and my under eye lines as much as I can. I always put eyeshadow underneath my eyes, and part of that is to kind of help camouflage the wrinkles, and also to make sure that I don't have to put quite so much product under there. Because if you don't put makeup on the wrinkles, it doesn't have a chance to emphasize them. And just the way that this, not concealer, but foundation really just melts into my skin is so, so pretty. It really looks so skin-like. It's nicely hydrating, but not to the point where I feel like I need to powder, or that I feel dewy, or like overly dewy in any way. It is so pretty. Just like, and the coverage is really, really nice. Like I said, definitely a light medium coverage, but I will show you around my nose I'm going to go in. My cat is not happy. I'm going to go in and build up the coverage around my nose just a bit, just to help further disguise a little bit of the redness that I have going on here. But even with that just one layer of coverage, my skin looks very even. Really, really beautiful. And I still have that nice dewy glow without looking oily or greasy in any way. And I love that I'm pretty fair. So I love that this foundation doesn't pull red or orange on me in any way. It really is so, so pretty. It's not like laying in any of my lines. It looks nice on my forehead wrinkles. It's not really emphasizing anything. I'm going to take just a tiny bit more of that foundation and just dot it right here, just for a tiny bit more coverage on my nose. And really, I probably wouldn't do this on a normal day, but I did want to show you guys how nicely buildable it is. It builds so pretty, and it doesn't look cakey at all. Now, I have dry patches underneath my nose, and it's not sticking to them. It's not emphasizing my pores. This foundation is such a winner. Such a winner. It's, again, I think it's around $10 or $12. It might be a bit more, so don't quote me on that. I am terrible at remembering prices, but I really, really do enjoy it. This is the best one at the drugstore that I found so far this year. So, so happy with it. I am loving it. I'm hoping that it wears well for winter as well. I generally like something a bit more matte in the winter, but I feel like this is one of those foundations, because it's not drying on me at all, that I could powder down just in certain areas and really still feel confident in my skin, because I don't feel like it would dry down to a point where it looks like cakey. Really, really happy with it. The next product I wanted to talk to you guys about was concealer. Now, I have two concealers here. Both of these I really, really enjoy. This one I feel is fuller coverage, and this one this is definitely more brightening. And this one I wear more on like days where I just want to kind of look fresh faced. This I don't feel like is as full coverage as this one is, but this one is really nice for like on the under eye area. Really, really pretty. I really do enjoy both of these. I'm gonna go with the L'Oreal Age Perfect Radiant Concealer. I feel like this one is a dupe for the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I'm not sure, but I think so. I feel like the packaging is very, very similar. And this is so good. This is so, so good. The other one that I wanted to show you was the Revlon Candid. This is just the Photo Ready Candid Concealer. I use it in the shade 005. So good. Really, really great concealer. Love this for my under eye area. I am going to go in with the L'Oreal, and for this one, I am in the shade 210 Fair. And I don't use much of this. I really just go in underneath my eye, right where my bags are the worst. And I don't put a ton. And then I go back in with my beauty sponge and just kind of fan it out a bit. But I really try to keep the coverage right here where my dark circles are the worst and the darkest. And then I also like to bring it down the sides of my nose a bit. But it is so brightening. Again, this is one of those that I don't feel like really emphasizes my under eye texture. It's really nice and brightening. It doesn't leave a gray cast over my dark circles, which I really, really enjoy. I will tell you that if you leave this sitting in one spot for too long, it becomes a bit difficult to blend out. So this is one of those concealers that I like to place and blend, just to make sure no mistakes happen. But it's so beautifully brightening. It doesn't leave like any kind of powdery cast on my under eye area. It doesn't cling to any of my baby hairs or like peach fuzz and cause like any weirdness. It is so pretty. I love it. This is probably not a full coverage concealer. I would say this is probably light coverage because I can still see a little bit of my bags, but I like the coverage enough and it's brightening enough to me. And not only that, but it sets itself, which is another biggie for me. It really, if I don't have to powder underneath my eye, I really prefer not to. And with this concealer, I don't have to, which is a super big plus. The same goes for the Revlon Candid. I don't have to powder this either. I do find that this leaves a slightly more powdery cast than this one does. I feel like this one kind of like melts into my skin, whereas this one, I can kind of tell there's just a tiny bit, like a tiny dusting of like a slightly powdery kind of film. I want to say, not in a bad way, because it's still a really great concealer. It is a bit more, it's got a more powdery finish than this one does. This one is like skin. It's got a very dewy finish, which I really have been enjoying. I probably will switch to the Candid more this winter. When I want more of a matte finish, but for summer, I just feel like this is pretty, especially when my skin is going to be super dewy anyway. I'm also going to put just a bit in the center of my forehead. I like to take this up over my brows just a bit as well. I feel like that is a bit more natural. I have a fairly prominent brow, and that's where the light strikes my forehead anyway. I also like to bring a little bit of this just down the center of my nose. Just a bit. I am going to let that sit there for just a second. I'm going to do my chin. And then I like to put a little bit on my upper lip. Again, I take my beauty blender, kind of bring it up around my nose, just kind of highlighting. I like to stay away from my Cupid's bow. I like to keep that shadow there. I like the way it makes it look just a bit deeper, makes my lip look fuller. I also do my chin. Again, same thing on my bottom lip. I stay away from this shadow right here. I like to make that look as deep as possible, and then bring this up under my cheekbones, just with whatever's left on my sponge. But see how brightened my face is? And without doing any contouring, my cheekbones, they look deeper. My face looks more chiseled. It's really pretty. I'm going to take my beauty sponge and I'm going to pinch it. And I'm just going to blend out right on top of my nose here. Just for a more brightened effect, and it makes it look like my nose is already contoured just a bit, which I really enjoy. I'm not the best at a nose contour, so any help and any little tricks that I can give myself, I am all for. I keep looking at my eyes because I'm so happy with them. I think they're so cute today. Next, let's do contour. So for contour, I love this thing. This is the Wet n Wild contour stick. This is in the shade Where's Walnut, I believe. No, Call Me Maple. So this is 805 Call Me Maple. This is just the Wet n Wild Megaglo contour stick. I love this thing. It works really well with this foundation as well. I never rub it on my skin. I kind of just gently tap it on the back of my hand till it starts to warm up. And then I just kind of tap it on my skin. I like to do it on my cheekbones. I like to do a bit up on my forehead. This shade is really great for like contour slash bronzer. It's got a bit of warmth to it, but not so much that it pulls like red or orange on me, which I really, really enjoy. I'm going to go in again with my Beauty Blender, and I'm just going to pounce it on my face. This stuff blends out so easily. It is so easy. I know cream products can kind of be tricky to use sometimes, but this stuff really just kind of, it's very user-friendly. And it's a very forgiving product. You just kind of tap out. This is one of those products that you can blend away if you overblend. And I think in a way that's a good thing, because if you overdo it, or if you put it somewhere you didn't really want it in the first place, it's really easy to kind of fix your mistake. Again, it kind of makes it very, very user friendly that way. But it really just takes no effort to blend. And I just love the tone. I actually have a couple of different shades in this contour stick. I have, this is, where's Maple? No, Call Me Maple. But I also enjoy Oaks on You. That one is really, really nice as well. I feel like that one is a bit more gray toned. It might be a bit warmer. Maybe not gray tone, but it might be a bit warmer. I really enjoy that as a cream bronzer. I'll have to pull that out in one of my next videos and show that one to you guys as well. I really enjoy that one. I also really, really love the Wet n Wild Mega Glow blush sticks. Those are really, really pretty as well. They work the same way that the contour ones do. They really just kind of are so easy to use, very, very user-friendly. And they just blend like a dream. You just kind of like tap it out, and it does most of the work for you. I do like to make sure that I blend into my hairline. I really don't like to have that line of demarcation between my hairline and my bronzer. I really like my makeup to be as natural as possible, as natural as I can make it. And I really like to blend out this line on my forehead. Bring it down a bit lower if I need to. Another one of the things that I really enjoy about this product is it doesn't remove the foundation underneath. I find that a lot of cream products will do that. They'll remove your foundation, but this does not. This just kind of is so creamy that it just really blends in so effortlessly. And I'm not putting very much pressure on my skin at all. I'm really just letting my Beauty Blender do the work for me and really kind of blurring the edges. It's a really, really beautiful bronzer slash contour. And then with whatever is left, I just kind of pounce it around my jawline, just to kind of create just a tiny bit of a shadow here, because I do have my little friend down here and I like to hide her as much as I can. And then bring that down my neck just a bit. But already my face has so much more shape. I really, really enjoy it. The next thing that we will use is, let's do some blush. So I have a Milani blush here. This is the Milani Cheek Kiss in the shade 120 Coral Crush. Really, really beautiful shade. Coral is one of my absolute favorite colors of all time. I love, love, love the shade. These are pigmented, guys. They are super, super pigmented. So just be careful. You can put too much of this on really, really quickly. I like to tap it on with my finger and then go in with my beauty blender and really just blend it out. Again, this is another one of those products that blends itself. It's really, really easy to use as long as you use it with moderation. I like to keep most of my color up here, kind of lifts my face. I have a very round face, so your eye kind of wants to follow the color and follow the light. So this gives my face a more lifted look. And then just with whatever's left, I kind of bring around to the apple of my cheek, just to make sure that my color is nice and blended. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. This color is so, so beautiful. And I'm like barely just dipping into here. And it really, the color payoff is so beautiful. Another nice, really nice thing about this blush is it's buildable. Again, you can build up the color to be as bright as you want it to be, and it doesn't emphasize texture. And because it's a cream blush, it's not drying on my skin at all, and again lends to that really beautiful kind of dewy, healthy finish, that kind of lip from within glow that I'm looking for. Really, really beautiful, and it blends in to the contour beautifully. We want everything to like marry together and look really, really nice and natural. I like to put just a tiny bit on my chin and just a small amount on my forehead, just with whatever's left on my my sponge. I'm a naturally flushed person anyway, and this again just gives, just makes it look more natural. Moving on to highlighter, guys. Ooh, one of my favorite parts. I found a new highlighter that I'm absolutely in love with. This is the Moira Aqua Liquid Highlighter. Love this one. This one is in Champagne Bubbles. No, this one is the shade Dewy Gold. I do want to show you guys Champagne, Bubbly Champagne. I think Bubbly Champagne is really, really beautiful as well. I will swatch both of them for you. So this is Bubbly Champagne. Really, really beautiful, like soft champagne gold color. So absolutely gorgeous. And then this is Dewy Gold. You guys can see the difference. This one is definitely more gold. It's got more of that yellow tint to it, whereas this one is like a more muted kind of silvery icy shade. Both absolutely beautiful. I think what I'll do is mix both of them and just kind of tap them onto the highest points of my cheeks. One of the best things about this product is it sets down fully. Like, I rubbed it in too much and I'm going to have to put more on, but it sets down fully and then it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't move. It doesn't emphasize texture, and then your face doesn't feel sticky, which is awesome, awesome, awesome. I love liquid highlighters or cream highlighters, but I have a lot of hair, guys. So, and my hair touches my face and it blows all over the place. So one of like the worst things in the world is when your hair sticks to your face. And with this one, because it dries down completely, you don't have to worry about that. I do like to kind of tap over it with my beauty sponge, just to make sure, again, everything is nice and blended. I like it to be really melted. I like it to really melt into my skin. Really beautiful highlight though. So absolutely gorgeous. I really like to keep it focused right through here. Bring it up around my brow just a bit. I like to do that classic C shape. And then you use your damp beauty blender, and it really just melts it into your skin, and you can't really tell. It looks like this really beautiful lit from within glow. It's so gorgeous. I have so been enjoying it. These are another one of those products that is fairly new to me, but it was instant love when the first time I used them. I really just have been enjoying them so much since I started using them. Such beautiful products. I like to go pretty hard on the bridge of my nose, and then on my Cupid's bow. I like to do just a bit on my chin. Just give you that really beautiful, healthy glow. And I know summer is almost gone, but there's no rule that says that we can't glow in the winter. So I will continue to glow until my little heart tells me that I don't want to glow anymore, and then I will stop. But until then, I will glow to the gods. And that is what this highlighter gives me in such a beautiful, natural way. It is not a beaming highlight. It looks so beautifully natural. I wouldn't say it's subtle because it's not subtle, but it does look fairly natural. It looks like that lit from within glow that is, I think, is so absolutely beautiful. And especially with an eye look like this, I really just kind of want to let the eyes shine, and I don't want my face to pull too much of the focus. So I feel like these products give me that, and still give me a really beautiful complexion overall. I'm really feeling it. Is that almost it? I think that's just about it. Let's do a tiny bit of bronzer. I'm gonna use my L'Oreal Lumi Bronze It. I'm gonna go in with I have a specific brush that I have been loving, absolutely loving, for bronzer and contour and things like that. This is the e.l.f. Just Complexion brush. I really love this brush. It's nice and floppy. It's got a really beautiful head, but it's like, it's almost thinner too. So I feel like if I need to, I can be fairly precise with it. I just kind of like to dip my brush and just kind of lightly dance over my face, just around the perimeter, just to kind of warm everything up. I don't like to do too much powder on my face. This is the only powder product that I will be using, and this is basically just to kind of really set everything. Not that anything needs to be set because we used self-setting products, but I guess it's going to slightly mattify what I have going on. And I just kind of like the effect that little bit of powder bronzer has with my all cream products. It's just that little bit of extra insurance. I really just kind of float it all around the perimeter of my face. I like to bring it along my jawline as well. I have a fairly pointy chin, so I like to bring it over the lip of my chin just a bit and kind of bring it down my neck as well, just to make sure we're all one color. But it doesn't take away from that beautiful shine that I have going on. It still gives me that really beautiful lit from within dewy look. So absolutely gorgeous. I love it so much. And thank the Lord, I am having a beautiful makeup day. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Of course, I will list all of the products that I used in the description box below, and I will be posting finished pics on my Facebook page, Makeup for the Everyday Mama, so please head on over there and check me out if you would. I'd really appreciate it. Guys, I love you so much. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your weekend. As always, no filters, no edits, and no fancy lighting. It's just me sitting in front of my camera doing my makeup, hoping you guys like what I'm doing. Love you so much. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves. And remember, you're important. Bye.